Hello, welcome to Local Edition. I'm Leslie Leyton. Our next guest, State Senator Bill Emmerson, has some ideas on how to better manage state spending. And he's here now to tell us about those. Hello, welcome.
Thank you.
Spending caps is your mantra.
Yes. You know, one of the problems we find in California is that the legislative analyst, which is our budget, nonpartisan budget office, tells us that for the next 5 years we have a $20 billion hole in our budget for each of those years. And there's something wrong in our structural budget problem that needs to be corrected. And one of those is a spending cap so that we can pay down roughly $35 billion worth of budget debt that California has accrued over the last few years.
Sounds like a great plan. How do you do that?
We've had a spending cap before. It was the GAN initiative back in the 90s. And what happened with the GAN initiative, it wasn't flexible enough to take care of emergency situations. We've designed a spending cap that will take into consideration any emergency procedures, but it limits the state growth in government to 5% per year. And in the years that more income comes into the state, then we attach that to pay down budgetary debt. And what we did is we prioritized the budgetary debt that we have. We owe schools in California $10 billion on deferrals. We owe schools $10 billion on the maintenance factor, the economic recovery bonds, Prop 1A that we've taken away from cities, as well as Prop 42 money, which goes to local highways and streets. Mm-hmm. So we're going to pay down those debts early to get rid of that budgetary debt so that we won't continually be in this budgetary hole every year.
Well, it sounds like a plan, paying down your debt, but first you have to have some money to pay down that debt. Where are we going to get that?
That's exactly, well, that's one of the things we proposed, a group of legislators that proposed to the governor some reforms to help create a better business climate in California. And that was all part of the budget debate that we had this year. California is probably one of the most over-regulated states in the nation. And we created pathways to get the economy rolling again. And those proposals are also on the table for the remainder of this legislative session.
You're also proposing some legislation to reform pensions. What does that look like?
Pensions are a huge problem in the state of California. We wanted to do away with what we call the defined benefit program, which is a very expensive program in California, and do what we call a hybrid plan, which is used by a lot of other states, and it limits the liability of the state to pay for pensions. Want to do away with the spiking issues, the buying airtime where you serve for 10 years and you can buy back 5 years, and all those other pension abuses that are there, as well as paying for future health care benefits. Up until recently, the employees at the University of California paid nothing towards their pension plans. And so we need to get all employees of the state to pay their fair share of their pension costs.
Now, there's no sure thing that this will move forward, of course. What happens, even if it does, with the pensions that we are already obligated to pay?
Well, there's a lot of things you can't change about existing pensions, but we can make some changes in the future health care costs, which would be very beneficial to the state of California, because right now we have over $500 million worth of pension obligation on the health care side that we cannot fund. And it could grow as much as $1/3 of $1 trillion over the future years.
Okay. State Senator Bill Emmerson, thank you for being here. We'll see how this all rolls out until we see you next time.
Thank you.
And thank you for tuning in. More HLN coming up right after this.